Well, I do receive a lot of text on my inbox, and guys are asking me, hey, you know what, Joseph? I come from a not so fortunate place, but hey, guess what? I have like 1,000 Kenyan shillings. I have below 1,000 Kenyan shillings. I just have like a couple of hundreds. What exactly can I be able to do, Joseph, so that at least I be an entrepreneur? I do some businesses, even if it's small, I make some cash and at least improve my life. I usually receive a lot of those kind of texts. Somebody can tell me, "Hey, Joseph, I usually, live in a slums place, and I don't know what exactly I can be able to do. Right now, as we speak, I only have 1,000 bob in my pocket. I have 500 Kenya shillings in my pocket. What exactly can you advise me or this group of people what they can be able to do to move to the next level?" All right. Now, that is exactly what I'm going to cover today. Don't actually underestimate 1,000 Kenyan shillings if you have it in your pocket. Now, this is what I want you to do, all right? Let's get into the pocket, or rather, let's get into your pocket and as well get us 1,000 bob and show you 5 things that you can actually do with that 1,000 bob that can actually go ahead and make you some couple of money at the end of the day. So if you have that kind of money, this is a video for you. Let's get into the business. Now, the very first point or the thing that you're supposed to understand is this. I am Good Joseph, and I usually post a video each and every day about this kind of information. And by the way, I'm going to share this information to you for free. I ain't charging you nothing. So why don't you just like this video? Hit that like button. It is free, it doesn't cost you anything. And hit that subscription button so you don't miss any good of my video in the future. Okay, now, you see, one thing that you're supposed to understand, and this is what I want you to know, money, let me give you a secret today. You see, money is not what majority of the people usually think. Most of the people usually think that money is a product, is a product to what? To be consumed or to be used, to be consumed. A lot of people tend to think like, hey, if you have money, then by default, that money is ought to be utilized. That money is to ought to be, and that's why they always say, hey, wacha kuweka pesa vizuri, wacha pesa ikuweke vizuri. Literally translates to, let money actually keep you rather than you keeping the money. All right. So anyway, the point is this: most of the people view money as a product to be consumed. But the reality and the fact, and you see what? These are the people who usually have the poverty mindset. So what you're supposed to understand that money, all right, is usually what? It's actually a tool. It's a tool to make more of it. It's a tool to make more of it. Okay. Now I'm gonna give you a very simple example to explain my point, to explain to you why I mean that money is actually a tool to make more of it. Okay. I'm gonna take day one. This is day one, right? This is day one, and this is day two, right? And this is what I'm gonna do. Say your name is, maybe let's say you are called Jane, right? So you are Jane here. So this is what I'm gonna do. I show up early in the morning to your place and I say, hey, good morning, Jen. This is what I want you to do. This is day one. I want you to get out of your house right now, okay? Go out there and go make me 300 Kenyan shillings. Go make me what? 300 Kenyan shillings. Just 300. I just wake up in the morning, I shows up to your place and I tell you, hey, wake up, get out of your house and go out there, make me 300 Kenyan shillings and come back. All right. And maybe let's say you're not employed, you have nothing. You'll be like, oh my goodness, what exactly can I be able to do? You've told me to go out there, make 300 and come back. What can I be able to do? And you're like, oh my goodness. What do I mean? You're going to get yourself in a very tough or tight spot to actually go ahead and think of ways how you can make the 300. That's day one. Probably the chances of you making this 300 are there, but they are very minimum. They are very thin. All right. Now, how about I show up on the second day? I tell you, hey, good morning, Jen. How are you doing today? I'm having a fantastic day. Fine. You know what, Jen? I do have myself 5,000 here. I have 5,000. I have 5,000 Kenyan shillings with me. I want to give you this money. Hey, wake up. I give you the 5,000 Kenyan shillings and I tell you, go out there, make me 300 Kenyan shillings. How would you feel deep inside of you? Be like, amazing. Just 300 out of the 5,000? I think it is possible. Yeah, I think, okay. I think I'll show up to a market, buy some products, or you're thinking I'm going to go buy something and resell it at a profit, and therefore you have my 5,000 and you have the 300 that I've detailed you. Now, what exactly has it happened? It has changed. Now, at this particular point, you don't have the tool. You don't have the tool to make the 300. Now here, when I give you the 5,000, now this is a tool, okay, to make the what? 300. Now, this is the mindset of a wealthy individual. Whenever the money shows up to your place, whenever you have the money, then view it as a tool to make more of it. Now, what is our tool? Our tool here is 1,000 bob. That's the tool that we have. Now, this tool, obviously, the bigger the tool, obviously, the bigger the effect that you're gonna have. Okay, it's like giving you a very small chisel and I'm telling you, hey, can you drill this entire wall and whatever? And I give you a very big pick or an axe or a mattock, whatever you guys you call it, and tell you dismantle this wall. It's gonna be a bit easier for you compared to you having like a small chisel and what have you. Now the point is this: the bigger the tool, obviously the bigger the effect or the bigger the the solution that you're gonna offer. The smaller the tool obviously goes hand in hand. Now our tool here is 1,000 bob, and I'm asking you, what can we do with this 1,000 bob and be able to make some G's at the end of the day? All right, now this is what we do. Let's now talk about practical things. Now with 1,000 bob, there are array of things that you can be able to do. One, you can go ahead out there, look at your surroundings. Never forget to remember this point. Never ever forget to remember this point. Which point? That money that you're gonna make is usually not a complicated process. I always tell people, look around. Look around. When I say look around, you can look around in terms of nation, you can look around in terms of county, sub-county, sub-location, village, whatever, the center. Look around. You have 1,000 bob. Where can I be able to utilize this 1,000 bob? And I'm going to give you simple examples. For example, and I made this a previous video and I said, hey, there is individual who is out there is looking for this amount of money and they can be able to do what? To invest. This amount of money, guess what? Is enough to actually go out there, invest in shares. This amount of money is enough to put it in a money market fund. This amount that you see right here, 1,000 bob, is enough to go out there with this amount of money, buy yourself some products that you can be able to resell at a profit. We call it capital gain. This amount there is actually enough to go out there and be able, to buy some product that maybe let's say you're located in Ushago, meaning up country, and you have a space at your disposal. This amount of money is enough to grab you some few birds. When I say birds, I mean like chickens and what have you, and bring them forth. And after some period of time, guess what? You're getting the product from the birds that you bought. The product can be the meat. The product here can be the what? It can be the eggs, and then you can be able to resell them. But if you're thinking of getting something that you can buy today, sell at the evening, or sell by evening, and you have some cash, then think of getting yourself into businesses. If you're looking forward with this 1,000 bob to invest it, then be able to reap it in a certain period of time. Let's talk of an year and above. Then think of investments. So let's start with the businesses. So if you're thinking of investing this amount of money towards areas of businesses, then you can be able to sell vegetables, then you can be able to sell milk, then you can be able to sell pudding, all right? You get some fruits, you prepare those nice fruits, and you packet them with those two plastic things. Have you seen, for example, maybe let's say you are in a stage and you're traveling and whatever, and then some guys shows up with a very nice basket, with a lot of puddings inside there, and they're selling, hey, customer, hi, we have some puddings, and you're selling at 50 Kenyan shillings. You can do that with that amount of money. Or what you need to do, buy the big container, because, hey, one thing that you're supposed to understand, you ought to be clean. You buy yourself a big, nice container, be neatly dressed because you're dealing with food. Number two, get yourself those small packaging, and then go buy some fruits, prepare them in a very nice and clean environment, packet them there, each and every whatever, and then you walk around with your bucket and you have yourself the puddings you can sell to people, and you can be able to target and make some cash out of this. Remember one thing, this is our tool. All right, now this tool is where we look for appropriate place to utilize this tool to make some cash out of it. The other thing you can be able to do, you can go out there, buy some eggs, boil them. All right, go buy some tomatoes, prepare yourself what we call kachumbari in Kenya. All right, if you're watching this video from international, you don't know what's kachumbari, just go Google kachumbari. You'll be able to understand exactly what it means. It's like a mixture. It's not even like, it's a mixture of tomatoes and onions and what have you. You're done. All right, so you prepare yourself a kachumbari, you get yourself some eggs, and you get yourself a bucket, and you walk around sell people eggs. That's for a fact. And I guess what, I ain't saying that is easier done than said. No, you need to grind, you need to be out there, you need to be. And I always tell people, by the way, we aren't here to invent a whole of new businesses. All we are here to do is to actually do that what is being done, but we do it differently. Be out there, be outgoing, be smart, and that is the only way you make some cash in this country that we live in. Not only in Kenya, globally. That's what you do. By the way, have you ever seen an individual trending? Maybe they're selling a product that is usually see around. For example, there was a certain lady who was trending because she was selling chips in Mitu. You understand, you guys, when I say chips in Mitu, what I mean, This is like street kind of chips or fries or however you call them, right? So she was doing so because, you know, she had some figures, you know, she was talking to people nicely. I also saw a certain guy who is selling eggs and, you know, samosas and what have you on a suit. You can decide to do that. That's for a fact. And I always tell people, even if, especially if you're a graduate, go out there, be outgoing, be smart, and you can be able to do some amazing things. Now, what do I mean? This 1000 Bob has an array of things that you can be able to do. I started by telling you you can do shares, you can do money market fund. I told you that, hey, guess what? You can, and by the way, this couple of money you can be able to get shares from for several companies. All right. And I also told you that if you want to get into businesses, this amount of money is actually enough for you to get yourself. And no matter how small business it is, you can be able to make some cash at the end of the day. Let me ask a very simple question. When you meet those wonderful women, you know, our ladies selling fruits with those buckets that they're holding, how much do you think they, in terms of stock they're having? It's not what you think, all right? It's not like an outrageous amount of money, but they're eating, they're dressing, they're making sure that they're rolling the wheel of life. That is exactly what you do. So don't despise this 1000 Bob. If you have it in your pocket, channel it towards the areas where you see and find it appropriate that is working for you. What works for me may not work for you. That's what you're supposed to understand. And with that understanding, with that knowledge, you can be able to go out there, maximize it, and be able to make some cash. All right? Guess what? That marks the end of my video, but it's not the end of me posting a video each and every time. That's why I always remind you, make sure that you hit the subscription button, like this video, and let's meet in the next one. For now, it's a goodbye and see you. And by the way, don't forget, my number is always on the description of this specific video. Grab that number, shoot me a call. I offer those services pertaining to investments. Maybe you want to understand things to do with shares. By the way, I can guide you step by step exactly for the darker cup of coffees, okay? I also have a booklet that you can grab and read it by yourself. That copy goes for only 280 Kenyan shillings. Why don't take action for now? It's a goodbye and see you